Hello, my friends. I'm excited to be here with Chris Mehaffey. He is the CEO and Scout Executive of the Mid-America Council for the Boy Scouts of America. Chris, it's so great to see you today, and thanks for joining me.
Andy, it's great to see you, and thanks for having me today on your program.
So we are here to talk about the Big Give Luncheon that's taking place on December 12th. Tell us a little bit about it. And I believe you said you kicked this off back in 2018.
Yeah, so we started in 2018 with this year-end luncheon. And this is really our way to tell the scouting stories from here in the Mid-America Council that are kids in scouting here locally, and for them to share what scouting is doing for them and for their families. It's also a great way for us to kick off our annual giving campaign for folks to help support the mission of scouting here in the 58 counties we serve. So December 12th, CHI Health Center, 11:30 downtown. And this year's speaker, Andy, is Captain Richard Phillips from the movie Captain Phillips that was portrayed by Tom Hanks, where the Somali pirates captured him. And Captain Phillips was a scout. So he's going to share some leadership lessons that he learned in scouting that applied to that situation when he was hijacked in 2009.
Wow, what a great conversation.
And it'll be a great time that day.
Very powerful. So how can people register for the event?
So you can go to bsabiggives.org, and it's BSA Big Give. Let me correct myself, .org for more information. The event is free. We will be taking offerings that day, not offerings, but we'll be taking contributions that day.
Sure.
Because there is an expense to put this event on, but we want people to be able to come and hear what scouting is doing in our community. So often our scouts meet in the basements of churches at night when it's dark. You don't see the uniform. You don't hear a whole lot about scouting, but we have a really big impact on youth and families here in the Midwest. And this is a great opportunity if scouting alumni are watching your program and they would love to get reconnected. We'd love to have them come to Big Give Day and hear the story, connect with us that way, and maybe get back involved.
Absolutely. So a little bit, so you're taking contributions, donations. Let's talk a little bit about, how does that help? I mean, how does that help the Boy Scouts and maybe the local community specifically?
The local community specifically. So we're teaching character education that is not taught in schools anymore. And we're doing so in group mentoring situations after school. So we're creating a community for young people to be involved in, where we're following the Scout Oath and the Scout Law as our guiding points, so that we all know, hopefully, the points that the children are going to learn, and they're going to come out on the other side of scouting being a better human for our future world. So the dollars that we raise help support volunteer training. They support scholarships. They help support, and this is not glamorous by any means, but every nonprofit has to operate. And
absolutely.
So the power and the natural gas and those type of things, those all have to be paid for somehow. So the dollars we raise help pay for those things to help support our kids in scouting.
Yeah. How many, this is it's not off topic, but do you know how many troops you have? I mean, how many?
So we have 355 scouting units across 58 counties, most of which are here in the metro area. We serve Northeast Nebraska, 22 counties in Northeast Nebraska, half of Union County, South Dakota, and then 35 counties over in Western Iowa. So Iowa is very rural, but we've got some really strong units over in Iowa. We've got some great units in Norfolk, Columbus, and in between. But a lot of our scouting is focused here in the Omaha metro area.
Okay. And what are some other ways? So first of all, I love that this event is free, because you're really like you said, you're inviting the community to come learn more, or inviting people to reconnect with your mission. And like you said, donations, contributions, very welcome, but a great way to get the community more involved with what you're doing, and bringing that awareness and education to the forefront. The theme for this event, steering the future. Do you want to say a few words about that?
Yeah, so back to the character education piece, we're instilling values in young people now that are going to
Yeah.
lead our community in the future. So
Yeah.
Shane and Gail Graves are chairing this effort. They've got a great steering committee. They love this theme, and they would like to see 800 to 1,000 people in the CHI Center on December 12th to hear these scouting stories about what's going on in our community right now.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. And Shane and Gail are amazing humans themselves, doing so
Very
much.
community minded, but
Yeah.
they're huge scouting proponents.
Yeah.
Both are really involved in their local scout troop. Was out at Camp Cedars just a few weeks ago, and I had a long talk with Shane and what his scout troop does and the values that they're teaching there, just like I am in my scout troop with my daughters. So
Right.
it is an incredible thing to have that connection in scouting together, that community.
Well, and that brings a point. So this isn't just for boys.
No. In 2018, the Boy Scouts of America changed the membership policies and allowed females to join our Cub Scout ranks.
Yeah.
And then in February of 2019, we opened up the membership roles to females in our Scouts BSA program, formerly the Boy Scouts of America program. So Shane's got boys and girls in 2 different units that work together. They're called a link unit, but he's got boys and girls working together on campouts. And my daughters, I have 3 girls. The 2 oldest are in a scout troop that is nothing but females, and they're having the time of their lives, going on adventures that they never thought they would get to do. And making memories every single time we are together.
That's awesome. And I'm sure I knew that, but again, things are changing, just are constantly changing. And especially over the last couple of years, it's I think it's important for both our young men and women, or actually our young future to be men and women, learning these kinds of skills. So, let's talk a little bit about the future of scouting. Can you say some words to that, or where you see that going?
I see scouting continue to grow. I think every nonprofit that has survived through the pandemic, especially youth-serving nonprofits, have seen a downturn in membership. But we're very encouraged this fall, especially as families are reconnecting and new families are coming to join us for the first time. We've had a bigger effort with Steve Salinas, our council chair, to focus on digital media so that we're reaching out to moms specifically who make decisions in the household about what kids are going to be involved with. And we see more families coming to join scouting. So I'm very encouraged by what I see today and where I think scouting is going in the future. There is a need for what we do in this community. There's great need for mentoring programs across the board, but ours is kind of unique. The fact that we're after school in a group mentoring effort, and we're giving kids a safe place to fail and immediately get back in the game with some coaching and try again, which that's the best way to learn, right? Is to try and fail and then try again.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that. I love that, because we all fail in life, and being able to be in an environment that encourages you and empowers you to get back up and try again, that is priceless.
And we're doing that, and we offer 137 merit badges in our Scout BSA program, which is a vocational way for kids to try different things to figure out what they like to do, whether it's first aid or financial management or photography or fire safety. There's so many of these things that are just enough of a taste for a scout to maybe spark a fire that will send them down a path maybe for a career in the future, because they were in scouts and they took these merit badges. So there's a lot of opportunities with what we do.
Well, with that being said, I encourage everybody on December 12th at the CHI Center to come on down. Mid-America Council BSA, CEO, Scout Executive Chris Mehaffey, I want to thank you so much. Any last final words before I send you on your way?
Andy, thanks again for your time today. Let me talk a little bit about BSA Big Gifts Day, share the enthusiasm of Shane and Gail Graves for this event, and I hope to see you at Big Gifts Day on December the 12th.
Chris, thanks so much.
Thanks, Andy.
And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back.